Welcome back to my channel. This is a quick read for Virgo, and this will be for the month of February 2023. So Virgo, I just wanted to go through some of the main cards, and then I'll get into the clarifiers. But again, this is general read, isn't going to speak to everybody, but if it resonates for you and you glean something from this, by all means take what resonates, what appeals to you, that will have some effect in your life, that is will help you to move forward in a positive direction. But what I've got here is we are looking at the Ten of Pentacles, and I did pull a few clarifiers around that Ten of Pentacles. So we have the Five of Wands, we also have the Eight of Swords, and we also have the Knight of Swords. Those are clarifiers, but the main energy out is the Ten of Pentacles. We also have the Nine of Cups, the wish fulfillment card, of course, and then we've also got the Eight of Wands, some fast incoming communication or a lot of energy, but that's clarified by the Moon. And then we've got the High Priest energy, and that's clarified with the sorry, the Page of Swords, as well as the Knight of Pentacles, and of course the Five of Swords. I'll pull them all forward here a little bit further, just giving you the general layout. And then we also have the Star card, and then we've got that clarified by the Five of Pentacles. So anyway, what I'm gathering here from this layout is that there are some issues in around family or a corporation or a group of people, for sure. There's a lot of energy around distrust, in around a group of people, I would say, that could be long-term commitment sort of energy here, but that looks like there is a situation that you may not be aware of, but that connection is potentially going to be a problem. So anyway, that connection to that group could potentially be a problem here, is what I see, especially with the Page of Swords. This could be kind of a spying energy, you know, but there's definitely some issue around things with the Five of Swords, things not really on the up and up. Something that's I'm not saying it's mischievous necessarily, where there's going to be a direct betrayal, but there is something around that could not look favorably on your what's the word I'm looking for here, just by whatever your association with this group or this, you know, business, whatever this is for you. This is an energy of more of an established traditional kind of energy. Whatever your connection to this group, it could hit your what's the word I'm looking for, your reputation. There we go. Could hit your reputation in a very poor way. But there's definitely some sense that there's a conflict going on there. And certainly there is some incremental money that could be coming further out, but it's just not in this space yet. However, I will say, on going into that note there is something that's happening here in around a family situation, or in around people that you consider to be family, that seems like there is some kind of a push-pull energy here. There's a lot of stress, a lot of worry around a particular situation that's in around family. And again, even with the Knight of Swords, even though this is all further out, there is some kind of communication or something that's going to be coming in around this family situation, which there may be money involved as well, because it's also in around the wish fulfillment card of the Nine of Cups. So there could be something in around money that you're finding out this month, or very shortly thereafter. Some of you, it's going to be playing further out into March. You all make different decisions on different dates, so of course the timeline will look different for all of you. But whatever this is, there's a lot of worry around it. There's a lot of worry around a family situation, or something in around money that relates around people that you're quite connected to. This could be a business that is sort of a legacy business that is in around family as well. But whatever this is, like I say, there's a lot of drama that's starting to surface, and you are worried about something here. But on the upside, there is also some potential situation that's going to bring you some happiness here as well, and you'll feel a lot more in control of your life, or in control of a situation going forward. It is the clarifier with the Emperor, but the Nine of Cups indicates that there is something that is going to make you happy in this next couple of weeks. And again, it looks like it's more along the lines of a communication that is coming in here, but I feel like you're just not sure on what that communication would be, if it's going to be favorable or not. I mean, there is sort of mixed energy here for the next few weeks here. Well, for February, again, some of you, it's going to trail out into March, but there is a card of healing here as well, and certainly, you know, being disappointed with you know, whatever it is you're trying to heal, or someone else is healing, but there is some kind of disappointment in a situation where you would otherwise be optimistic. Like I said, there's a lot of back and forth sort of energy here, but we'll kind of read it and see what happens. So no major arcana other than our main card here, which is the High Priest. And of course, as I mentioned, I feel with the High Priest, that is, it's really like the Hierophant, really, is what that kind of connects to. Sorry, just putting my light on there. But like I said, I just wanted to also make mention, like with that Knight of Cups here too, that is still a card of, you know, prosperity of some sort is connected to this situation, which is going to bring you a certain degree of stability. And I feel like that's the beginning of it is coming in this month. Whether or not it fully comes in, I wouldn't say is apparent just yet, but it feels like that is the beginning of something here that is starting to the energy is here. If the energy is here, that's letting you know that you have some kind of wish fulfillment that's going to be coming in here. So again, wish granted. Whether you see it right away, I don't know, because it feels like it's more about the communication of that's going to be coming in over the next couple of months or the next month, whatever. And it also feels like you could be, you know, a lot busier here with social plans that could be coming in on that level as well. But it does feel like whatever the community gathering is, or whatever that gathering with a group is, somehow, you know, if it's not specific to, you know, a business, like I said, whatever this group of people that you're going to be connecting with, it feels like there's some reserve around it. Like you're just not sure about how things will go down. It feels like, or maybe the circumstances of which you are attending this situation, is a little bit heavy energy. Maybe there is something that is not not very positive that is, but you're attending an event or connecting with a group of people, but it just feels like you're not going to be entirely happy with the situation. There's some conflict here. And again, we are looking at the main energy out here being the High Priest, but it's still around some kind of family connection. There could be a dispute that needs to be settled here in terms of a family situation as well, because it's definitely speaking to long-term connections with people. Taurus energy comes through here, so there might be some issue in around a family member. Could also be a sibling, because the Knight of Swords kind of indicates with that combination that there could be a sibling that's involved here. Somebody where communication may have just stopped or halted, or there's some kind of an argument or some kind of disagreement about something going on here. The Eight of Swords is for sure you kind of internalizing things, and you're not really, you know, allowing it to, you know, you're not seeing a way forward here. You're kind of, you know, emotionally feeling like you're bound in some way or restricted. But I feel even if you're a little upset or sad in the moment, or sorry, it feels like even conflict, as in, you know, argument of words, I would say. For sure, it just feels like there is an overreaction around a family situation. And again, this could be a sibling here with that Knight of Swords, but there's also, its family is also around the issue, and it could be, as I say, around a monetary, there's some kind of monetary connection, something around that as well. So when we look at the Nine of Cups paired with the Emperor, like I said, I feel like you're going to be either news is coming in, whether this is, again, you getting a little bit more further out, but there is some kind of news that's coming in around this energy of you taking, you know, control of your own happiness. This is, because it's a really responsible, balanced leader with the Emperor. So this is somebody who is definitely somebody who can be relied upon and all of that. But this also speaks to kind of higher education as well for some of you with the Emperor and that High Priest energy. But again, the wish fulfillment to me tells me there could be an Aries person that's involved here as well with that Emperor energy. But it's all about realization of, stability and, getting you're getting in control of things because of some kind of monetary situation. But there is conflict that is surrounding this at this time as well. And so there could be conflict around authority and establishment and a business situation for others. But it definitely speaks to, a lot of trying to keep the peace here, even though something is kind of out of control verbally. But there's still energy around keeping the peace. But again, because I see the star out there with the Five of Pentacles, there's almost like there's a bit of a loss around a situation that because normally the star is a card of gain or of optimism and following one's path, or something that somebody's very connected to. And there's a lot of cards that speak to long-term connections. I mean, the Ten of Pentacles, this is a strong card of connection, long-term. We also have the High Priest, long-term connection. And we also have the card of like I say, the star. It feels like a journey or a destiny that is required for someone who is trying to move into their North Star, or into a path where the goal is very, how do I say that, it's something that you feel like you're very, I don't want to just say connected to, because it's more than that. It's, when you're following your North Star, this is a guide to, a place that's going to allow you to feel more healed and inspired and, renewed and all of that. Like, this is also about wishes granted here as well. And there's a lot of creativity with this card. Could be Aquarius that's coming in here as well. But it just speaks to things flowing better. But because it's right beside the Five of Pentacles, I feel like something around that emotional healing has been halted, or no, I shouldn't say halted, but compromised in some way. I feel like you're feeling somehow sad around the situation, because the Five of Pentacles could also be about your own body, not feeling up to par and that kind of thing, and you're going through a healing process, because that's still the main energy that's out, and the other is just a clarifier. So whether you were experiencing some financial worries, or physical worries, or physical, challenges at this time, it's still, there's new possibilities that are coming through. There's a rebirth of and a renewal with the Star card. So it definitely feels like you are, where you were before, that might have been in lack. You are now moving into a place of a more hopeful energy anyway. So again, I feel like there's some kind of communication that's coming through here. There's kind of really fast movement, rapid communication around something that would otherwise bring you happiness. But again, and would certainly could be a father figure that's involved here as well. Because a lot of mature, sort of strong energy. But the Moon is a card of not really being sure of the situation, or not really being sure of oneself. Something is kind of a little murky here in the situation, like you're just not sure of why, like something may not have fully come to light here, but this is still you not being sure of the path, or you not being sure of your feelings. You're not really, could be even scattered energy here to a certain extent, because it's right next to the Eight of Wands. But it feels like your emotions are kind of all over the map. Could be Pisces, water energy here as well. Scorpio, Cancer, that kind of thing. But I just feel like you're having to really rely on your intuition to get through this particular situation. So it's also a card of knowing there's some foresight coming through, and that you do have some protection, especially with the Emperor card. And again, using your wisdom in this situation, because it's higher knowledge with the High Priest, but it's long-term, like it's wisdom that you've gained over time. I wouldn't say this is new energy like going back to school, but it feels more like this is wisdom that's gained over time, because there's just too many cards here of long-term energy, long-term connection, long-term and a lot of family energy here. But again, it just feels like there's still something kind of in the works. There could be another family member here as well with the Knight of Pentacles that's coming in, but this is also money that is further out, and it's sort of a slow moving kind of energy. So it's just taking practical steps. It's not somebody who is taking any kind of risks this month. So I feel like your energy is one of just putting your one foot in front of the other, you know, as they say. And it's definitely about just trying to maintain a very honorable place in the month. You don't, you know, you're kind of sticking to your guns here and doing it in such a way that is respectful, dependable, very friendly sort of energy, hardworking, faithful. All of that goes along with this card. So again, it's just a lot of stamina that's required and patience further out with this money. It's Virgo for sure coming through here as well. So you are in this space right now. I feel like you're just being very practical in the way that you move, you know, and you're dealing, and even in how you're dealing with your challenges this month. But again, the main energies out are that you're dealing with some kind of group of people where it just feels like there's a little bit of conflict sort of inching forward here. And that there is going to be some reason for you to just be very careful about how you operate, because as I say, even though the Emperor is not the main energy, the fact is that the Emperor is an energy of being in control. Can also sort of speak to, you know, can sort of speak to putting your plans into action and organizing things here as well, around a situation that's going to make you happy, that's in around family. So if there is, but I mean, if there is travel involved or something like that, I don't see it right in this month for sure, but there is definitely communication or information that is going to be known to you this month. It's going to help you to sort of figure out the path. Again, Hierophant, which is the high priest, is really talking about, you know, the traditional way of doing things. So again, I feel like this is your approach this month is slow, methodical, traditional, dealing with a lot of, you know, energies around mastering something, or at least becoming more reliable, you know, in dealing with perhaps a family issue. I feel like it's just you sort of following through with things. You know, you're not really compromising yourself in any way, shape, or form here. And it is definitely cards of really stable, you know, down-to-earth practical strategies, like I said. So if you are getting some advice here, there could be something in around counselor or something in around a child here as well. But offhand here, I just feel like there's a lot of time for you to just looking after a family situation is what I would say is the overall energy. Yeah, so, I mean, of course, we all know what the Knight of Cups is, because that is, you know, one of the best cards out here. It is bringing something to a conclusion as a 9. So you're having to be flexible, but it is being flexible so that you can attain some kind of fulfillment and then act on that. And of course, with the 8, it is, you know, integrating things. So integrating something around your happiness in a situation where you otherwise have felt a little confused or a little off center. Scattering your energy might still have been a part of, well, what's going on here as well. But like I said, that 5 of Swords, there's a lot of cards here around some conflict, around a family situation. So 5 of Swords definitely is you having to make some changes. Make some changes that, like I said, that kind of seem to be in 2 different areas. Because we've got the small battles and arguments going on over here with the 5 of Wands, plus we also have the 5 of Swords. So these aren't small energies when they're kind of paired up together. There's shifts that you're having to make, you know, in around changes that are needed and able to go forward in the situation, because there is a Knight of Swords and there is a Knight of Pentacles. So it feels like the changes are in around both your material life, like things that we would consider stability, and the changes are also in around your communication that you are needing to shift and able to adapt to a particular situation. So like I said, I mean, these are cards where you have to really consider your feelings about a situation and just take a very deliberate, careful sort of approach, where you have to be really, how do I say, because I see so many cards of like higher education and that kind of thing, where being, it feels like you're very carefully wording something so that it's almost neutralized in a certain way, because a lot of cards here of control and the Emperor, even though the Knight of Swords is a card of, challenge around possibly, again, a younger sibling. There's some arguments or disagreement about something here, but again, a Five of Swords is an empty victory. It's not really feeling like anybody won. So even if there is sort of a higher authority involved in a situation, it just feels like there wasn't really any gain out of it on anybody's behalf. The situation stayed neutral. Empty victory, as they say. So it's also about, kind of confronting an issue head on, but there's also an element here of, you're in a state of struggle. You're struggling to try to have some compassion in a situation, is kind of what that would lead to. But it's also, a requirement to compromise with that combination. Because the High Priest is a very knowledgeable person, so I feel like you need to compromise. So you're saying the questions to yourself like, well, this person's going through this and this is why I'm going to let this go. Like, I'm just oversimplifying it, but I mean, it's still about communicating more effectively is what I would say there. I'm just going to jump ahead to even though these are sort of the further out energies, not really specific to your situation at the moment, because your main energies are that you're sort of using some deliberate, wise actions or wise counsel to be able to move forward here. Again, this could be dealing with a group of people, for others in another situation, but I do feel like this could be business. This could be, it's not just, like I say, higher education, but it's people that could be even just period more professional and getting some advice from them in regards to a situation, and able to go forward. But like I said, I mean, the Hierophant is definitely professional life, organized systems, tradition. It's long-term connections to people. It's also around, seeking out the best medical practices that you might be required, or that might be required here, because this is still traditional ways of dealing with things. It's not, things that are more, what's the word, naturopathic or anything like that. This is more about formalized dealing with doctors, dealing with, therapies that revolve around medicine all around. So if that resonates for you, then that's what we're in, the energy we're in here. I want to just talk about the Knights, because you do have two Knights in here. I mean, this to me speaks to more along the lines of people. Knights are definitely taking action in around slow action in around money, but also communication seems to be kind of argumentative here with someone in particular. So I do feel like there is a level of kind of careless wordplay, or things not really going very well. But again, because I see that Knights are still bringing about some kind of new project, new idea, new thought, there is still money further out, and I definitely feel like you have new ideas that will be coming through here that will serve you. But you are working on a situation this month that will involve, I feel, a group of people that is going to be, you're getting communication in around that for some of you here. And like I say, that just feels like there's a certain level of excitement and happiness, something that's going to make you happy, just to show up and kind of bask in this energy here. So that's what I have for you. Maybe I'll just go into that last card again with the Star a little bit more, but like I said, the Star is a fabulous card, and even though it's not quite in the space that I would say you can reap the reward from it just yet, it is going to be starting, the energy is starting to resonate this month for you. So it is where you will start to feel a lot more optimistic about something, because there is a certain level of healing in around your finances. There's going to be some level of improvement here. And it definitely speaks to, you know, things that are kind of meant to be. That's what I would have said with that North Star sort of feeling. Like things are going to work out better than you expected, but it's something that was just kind of meant to be for you. Because like I say, the star is just such a shining bright star. It's an inspiring your time to shine sort of energy, but it's also, you know, reaching one's highest potential. But again, because it's right next to the Five of Pentacles, I feel like somehow you're healing from areas of lack, not just financially, but also feeling insecure in some way. So you're kind of healing through that energy, and that's where things will start to look bright further out. But you're just in the space where the energy is just coming through here, and you just have to keep the faith, because that is going to lead to a peaceful period in your life. And it does feel, like I say, like there's some energy around conflicts right now. Group of people, long-term connections, father figure, family is all coming into play. But I feel like you're trying to take charge of things that will be, you know, around your happiness. Again, this could be a father figure coming through that is also making you happy, but there's also some kind of communication that's coming in that is going to be quite favorable to you. Anyway, that's what I have for you, Virgo, in the month of February. Again, some of you are this is going to just trail out into March, because the energy is fluid, and certainly everybody is making decisions on different timelines. So hopefully that gives you a little insight into this month. And remember, energy is not predictions. It's malleable. You can always move in a different direction, but it's take the energy in a way that you can have it best serve yourself, is really what I would say tarot energy is. These are the energies around you this month, and you know, you choose the best route that would service your happiness or put you into a good place. Anyway, that's what I have for you, Virgo, and we'll see you in the next reads. Keep moving forward, never give up.